Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So let's continue here and finish up with this part. So if I go to the last page here, you see this is the part that we need to mute when a test has been submitted so that nobody can change this. Now, before we do that, I must ask you to subscribe to the channel because that really helps the channel grow and it will make me make more videos. Okay, so take 2 seconds of your life and click the subscribe button. Thank you very much. So in order to continue here, what we want to do is the same thing that we did with when we added a tick mark here instead of this. So let's go back to our views. So inside views here, I'm looking for, let's see here, there's test tab view. This is the one that shows the test and which part was, yeah, this is what I'm looking for right here. This I class check and with the float end at the end. So if you can find that, yeah, you can always just type it. So I want to look for this tech test view, and let's go to tech test view. This is the one, and we go to tech test tab view. So tech test tab view. All right, so we are looking for the multiple area, this one right here. And this is the part where it loops through and then it ticks the correct one. So instead of all this, we just want to add this instead, like so, and save. So let's see if this will show up here. Okay, so there's a tick mark on all of these, which is nice, but we just want the tick mark on this particular one that is the selected one. So in order to do that, all we need to check for is if the answer and the letter are the same. So it's as easy as that. So here I'm just going to put an if statement. Let's try PHP if, and then we put our condition, full colon, close that, and then we can copy an end if and add it right over here like this. So let's add a valid condition, which is if the letter, oh, so there's letter and then there's answer. Okay, cool. But let's see here what condition makes it tick, right? So this is the one here where we make checked. So it's if this is equal to that. So let me copy this and let me put it here like this. Okay, so save that and let's come back here and I'll refresh, and you see we only have a tick mark where it's needed. Now we don't want to remove these because we want those guys if things are submitted yet or things are not submitted yet. So let me copy this if statement and let's bring it here. So either way, if there's a submission, so let me put an if statement here. So if not submitted, we do this, but we can as well just swap this without putting a not, but let's leave it as it is. And then, so let me duplicate this end if over here and move this one inward as well. So if not submitted, then we'll show this. But then we need an else statement in the middle here. So let me just add an else statement. I'll do else full colon and then I'll show this. Okay, so you can always swap these to remove the not there. So that is just if submitted and then we show this, else we show that. But even that is fine. Okay, so as you can see now, things are good. We just have a tick mark there to show which answer was selected. Very good. So now once a student has submitted, this is what they will see. They will see the percent answered, and they will show that they'll see that this was submitted, which is good, and then they'll see what answer they actually wrote. Now the final thing they have to see is if this test was marked. So we're going to add an extra thing here that shows this test was marked, and then once that is true, we're going to see the mark here and any comments from the teacher, if any, on that particular question for the student. Okay, so this also means we need to create a space where the teacher can mark this test. So the same way we have take test here, we're going to also have mark test. Okay, so for now this one is all done. Very good. Now if we go to the database, the answered tests here, and we look at marked, once we have this on 1, then we should be able to, let's see here, marked. Okay, so once it's submitted, it's ready for marking, so that's good. So what we will need here is to copy all of this, what we are seeing here, into a section called mark test. So now we have view test, where we just review the test, and then we have the take test, where you just take the test, and then finally we have mark test, where you mark the test. So all submitted texts that have not been marked, so if there is a submission 1 but then marked 0, these should appear in a special section waiting for the teacher to mark. So if now I go to my profile and there are tests here, now if I were a teacher, this will have tests that I have written. Okay, so once I've written those tests, they'll be here, and then to be marked will be here, and then we can add marked tests on the other side as well. So marked, to be marked, so that the teacher can simply go to their own profile and then they can see what tests are waiting for them to mark and to be marked. Or instead of putting them here, we can put that in something here as part of this, so that they can just go click there to be marked and marked tests. So I think the other approach is better, because already on the profile we are viewing too much information here, so this controller will get really congested if we add more stuff here. So better we add them to the top here. So let's just go to the, in fact here I need to log out and log in as one of the admins, so I can check out what which members of staff are here. So staff members, and the one that created the test, let's go to Vibe, is the one that created these tests. So let's go back to staff members, reception. Actually this is the only lecturer, so we're going to log in as Mr. Vibe so that we can see all the tests that this man can interact with or ready to mark. So let me paste that and let's put password here, enter, and then we have this now, tests. Okay, cool. So tests right here, this shows us the tests that are available that he created, but then to be marked and then marked tests. So let's see here, if I go to the nav bar, so let's go to the nav inside the includes, so nav, and then right in here let's just add some content to the top here. So we have tests, of course, but then let's add click here, duplicate these two, and let's put an access for this. So I'm going to copy that and let's put this access right over here. Let me copy that end if and put it right over here, and let's move these babies inside. All right, so this one goes to lecturer. So if you are a lecturer, then you are previewed, you have access to these. So tests to mark, maybe we can do that. I don't know what you can name this. Okay, maybe it can be pending tests or to be marked or something, I don't know. And then here we're going to have marked tests like this. Okay, this way the lecturer can see both. So here I'm just going to put marked underscore tests, and here tests to mark, just to match what's here, underscore to underscore mark. Okay, so there we go. And now I can come back here and refresh. Since I am a lecturer, now we don't need to show tests because the lecturer already knows what these are. So we can remove this part that says tests. Let me do this and do that, just to keep them shorter. That way I don't like the way they're going to the next line like this. Or if you want, you can change the width of this to accommodate the whole text. But I think for now, since the teachers will learn how to use this, it's okay. You can say to mark or marked. Okay, so click here to mark, tests to mark, nothing. Let's also remove these just to make them shorter. Okay, like that. Okay, cool, very nice. Now what we need is to retrieve certain specific tests here. Okay, now the way we're going to know these tests is to know, first of all, the schools that this teacher has, the classes that they have and the tests that belong there, and then we're going to cross-reference with those that have been submitted. Okay, so let's just make the controllers and then we can move on to the next video. So here the way tech tests is, no, actually this is not the correct thing to copy. Let me copy the home page like this. Okay, this one contains what I need really. So I'm going to copy everything here and do controller, new file, paste and save this one. This one is to underscore mark like this .php, and then let's create a new one and paste, save this one, and this one is marked. So let me use a capital marked.php. Okay, cool. So let's change a few things here to match this marked, and then home there and marked. So marked controller, this one. Now here we're not checking for this, we're checking for access, and we're checking for access lecturer. Okay, so if this doesn't work well, we are going to redirect to access denied, which is that one right there. Access denied if you're not qualified for this. Okay, so same thing here. Let me just copy this part and come here and paste here. And let's change this to underscore mark. Same thing here to mark controller. Okay, so I've put a hyphen here because that's what I will use for the file, the view file here. Okay, so pretty cool. Now if I click here, this is what I get. Line 11, we have an error. So where is that? Maybe this. Yes. Refresh. Okay, so page not found. That's okay. If I click here, page not found, that's because the view isn't found. So that's all right. So far so good. We are in the right direction. Let's continue this in the next video. Let's make the views for these two guys. I'll see you then.